It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria.
Nicki Minaj lending her voice and working with the President of America, Donald Trump, to speak for Nigerian Christians has sparked heavy and mixed reactions on social media.
I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief.
On the heels of concerns that there is an ongoing Christian genocide in Nigeria, the influential rapper gave a moving speech at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Just like that, she got the whole world listening. During her speech on November 18, 2025, Nicki backed the Trump administration's stance that something needs to be done about the violent Christian killings in the northern part of Nigeria. Incredible! Nicki Minaj is one of the only celebrities willing to risk her career to stand up for persecuted Christians in Nigeria. Glory be to God. A social media user posted in reaction on X. Just like the user said, Nicki took a massive risk that appears to be costing her fans all over the world. Indeed, millions of fans unfollowed her on social media. Some people are arguing that Nicki is not raising her voice from a place of genuineness, but as part of President Trump's agenda to invade Nigeria and exploit its natural resources.
I have a question for Nicki Minaj. How dare you? How dare you speak of Nigerian suffering only in the context of Christians? How freaking dare you qualify your support of Nigerians on the condition that they are Christians? How bloody dare you not do your homework on what is actually going on in Nigeria before spreading misleading information on an international platform like the United Nations? How dare you?
Is Nicki Minaj's concern for Nigerians genuine? Or is she part of the US government's agenda? Now is the time to click the like button because we have the whole story.
Hello everyone, welcome. It's Tickled here for African Glitz.
When it comes to Nigeria, the most populous black nation in the world-famous singer, songwriter and rapper Onika Tanye Maraj Petty, professionally known as Nicki Minaj, has been consistently sending love to her people. Since as far back as 2015, the Anaconda singer spoke against the innocent killing of Christians in Nigeria. During the #EndSARS protest in 2020, the now 42-year-old rapper sent her love and prayers to the Nigerian youths. Almost 5 years later, the queen of rap is once again speaking for Nigerians. In November 2025, Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo, a man of God on the front line of wanton killing in Plateau State, got the attention of international media and government.
Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching it. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Special advisor to Trump, now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians.
Besides some US congressmen adding their voices to Reverend Dachomo's cry for help for Christian genocide, President Trump also paid attention. In a press statement, Trump designated Nigeria a country of particular concern, while threatening to intervene through the US military.
I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria.
Surprisingly, Trump's statement was met with silence from both Nigerians and international celebrities. Well, except Nicki Minaj, who was bold enough to put her career on the line in support of what she strongly believes in, freedom of religion. In a post shared on X, The talented rapper praised Trump for speaking out on behalf of innocent Nigerians who cannot express their faith freely. While calling for peace and prayers for Nigerians, the singer said it's dangerous for the world to pretend not to notice what is ongoing in Nigeria. Numerous countries all around the world are being affected by this horror, and it's dangerous to pretend we don't notice. Thank you to the president and his team for taking this seriously. God bless every persecuted Christian. Let's remember to lift them up in prayer. On November 18, 2025, the Trinidad-born, New York-raised singer joined a panel discussion titled Combating Religious Violence and the Killings of Christians in Nigeria. Before she said goodbye, the mother of one took the podium at the event hosted by US Ambassador Mike Waltz. She delivered a speech on what she described as the urgent need to protect Christians in Nigeria.
Ambassador Mike Waltz here with the amazing Queen of Rap, Nicki Minaj, and I just can't be more thankful to you for putting your spotlight on the persecution, the killing, the devastation that's going on with Christians in Nigeria. The president called it out. Nicki, you've called it out, and then we invited you here to the UN to learn more and to see what we can do to stop this genocide.
The rapper appreciated President Trump for prioritizing the concerns of Christian genocide in Nigeria, asserting in a 4-minute speech that faith is under attack in Nigeria.
Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray.
Equally, the Starships hitmaker lamented that protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. She said,
Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security, should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way.
Just hours after she gave this moving speech at the United Nations headquarters, Nicki Minaj began losing followers on X. As a Muslim, if you are still following her, you are a big fool. Unfollow Nicki Minaj now. One user posted on X, attracting thousands of reactions. As of the time of scripting, it is estimated that the Queen of Rap has lost over 2 million followers on X alone. While Nicki believes her speech is on the right side of history, some American celebrities and activists have refused to show solidarity with her cause. One of them is American activist Tamika Mallory, who claims Nicki is making a massive mistake by aligning with President Trump. Tamika thinks Trump is hiding under the religious cause to gain access to Nigeria and exploit its natural resources. In a post on her Instagram story, she said, "For the record, Nicki Minaj may not realize it yet, but aligning with Donald Trump and his evil plans has consequences. As he turns his attention to Nigeria, there will be exploitation, resource theft, and innocent Nigerians will likely be harmed. Trump has a pattern. He uses black culture for cover while pushing policies that hurt black people here and abroad. Unfortunately, that sister will be tied to the harm, and history will remember who stood beside him."
So you guys know that over the last few years, I've really tried to be intentional about what I say in public about Black folks. I try to be really careful, but some things require a public statement. And as I've been watching this situation unfold with Nicki Minaj and Trump and Nigeria, I thought it was important for me to say a few things. There are consequences to aligning yourself with Donald Trump and his policies and his evil ways. There's consequences. What we know is that as he turns his attention to Nigeria, understanding his history, there will absolutely be exploitation, theft of resources. Somebody that he knows wants something from Nigeria. It could be a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be a said corporation, it could even be his family members. But they will invade Nigeria and exploit the people for their own benefit. And they will throw Nicki Minaj to the wolves because they could care less. They couldn't care less about that system. The unfortunate part about all of this is that there will forever be a stain associated with this moment that this sister will have to walk with. She will 100% see bloodshed because innocent Nigerians will be harmed and even likely killed as a result of whatever is to come. And she will have that on her hands. And it is pretty sad to watch because what we know is that he, Trump, often uses Black people and Black culture to harm Black people here and abroad. And it is happening in real time. And that sister is going to carry this moment with her forever. And it won't be long before we all get to see how it unfolds. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't have anybody around her to inform her. But history tells what's going to happen. And it's, again, a pretty sad day.
Grenadian-based actress Amanda Seales also criticized Nicki Minaj for speaking up against Christian genocide.
Nicki Minaj working with Trump admin on plight of Christians in Nigeria.
Either she's getting a check, or she was MAGA the whole time, or she's genuinely thinks that she's doing something good, which, by the way, is why y'all need to have people around you that know more than you. And by y'all, I don't just mean celebrities. Everybody. Everybody should have people around them that they can consult with, that think differently than you, that hold you in a place of values. Just so you understand what's happening here with the plight of Christians in Nigeria, there is a plight of Christians in Nigeria. However, the U.S., what does that have to do with the United States? The United States is using this as a ploy, as a proxy, to find their way into Nigeria so that they can then find their way into the Sahel states of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who, as you know, are coming together to begin a process of Pan-Africanism on the continent. They are taking back their resources from France. They are saying we are going to build our own infrastructures. This undermines the global empire's goal, and so they have to try and shut it down. Now, we saw earlier this year with AFRICOM and that coon, that general who tried to say, oh, you know, they got some problems going down in Burkina Faso. They're continuing to try to make this happen the same way that they're making fetch happen in Venezuela right now. When do we stop allowing ourselves to be used?
American TV personality Tammy Rivera also reacted. In a post, she claims the US rarely intervenes unless there is a strategic or financial benefit. In the case of Nigeria, she thinks the President Trump administration may be targeting the exploitation of natural resources. UK political social commentator and women's rights activist Dr. Shola Mos-Shugbamiu, in rage, said the rapper's position is at the very least uninformed and uneducated and at most self-aggrandizing.
I want to give Nicki Minaj grace that she heard what was happening online. She was absolutely horrified by it, heard him refer to it as a religious war against Christians, and immediately wanted to say something, make a statement, especially to her Barbies, that we must call for the end of the persecution and killings of Christians in Nigeria without doing any information gathering, verification, or any assessment on how her voice would be used to perpetuate and push the false narrative of this fool and end up doing more damage than good. I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt because you see, when celebrities choose to use their voice, when they do, it is not too much to ask that they don't come across as uneducated, ignorant, and quite frankly, self-aggrandizing on the pain and suffering of a persecuted people. It really isn't too much to ask. If Nicki Minaj and these celebrities parroting Trump's false narrative had done their homework, then they would know that it's a genocide of Nigerians, Christians, Muslims, traditionalists, atheists, that it is impacting Nigerians regardless of their faiths, that it is gender violence disproportionately impacting women and girls, all of whom are Christians and Muslims, that it is ethnic violence impacting Nigerians of different ethnicities, and which has led to 2.7 million Nigerians being internally displaced in Nigeria, with hundreds of thousands seeking refuge in neighboring countries. If they had done their freaking homework. If they had done their homework, they would know that UNICEF has found that 10.5 million Nigerian children are not in school, primarily because their parents are afraid that their kids will be abducted by terrorists. And who are these terrorists? Well, I have news for you. Terrorism in Nigeria is not framed or monopolized by Islamic terrorist groups alone, but also by Christian terrorist groups. So IPOB in the southeast is predominantly Christian, and they're killing and kidnapping Nigerian civilians, Christians and Muslims alike. In the north, Boko Haram, ISWAP are predominantly Muslim, and they're killing and kidnapping Nigerian civilians, Christians and Muslims alike. And that tells you that what is happening in Nigeria is not just a genocide of Christians and Muslims, but a genocide of Nigerian humanity. And if you cannot speak with the same compassion and demand for action to end the persecution, suffering, killing, and displacement of Nigerian Muslims, Christians of every ethnicity and every gender, then please, I say this with every disrespect, shut the hell up. To add insult to injury, Nicki Minaj thanks Trump in a UN speech. In fact, let the Nigerian in me speak, because I cannot give grace for this. You are thanking Trump for what? Explain it to me. Because you see, this level of willful ignorance and active complicity of Black Americans like Nicki Minaj in the dehumanization of Black people by white America should be criminal. How, as a Black American, do you not see that Trump's position on Nigeria is imperialism, disguising resource control and population control as humanitarian outreach and white saviorship? How, as a Black American, can you possibly thank the man, the white man who is at the helm of wiping off Black American history? What do you think he's going to do in Nigeria? How can you possibly think to thank this man who spent all of his presidency arming Israel to commit the genocide of Palestinians without distinction of Palestinian Christians from Palestinian Muslims? What do you think he's going to do in Nigeria? Please, somebody, make this make sense.
Let me be clear. I don't dislike her. I am just annoyed. I've never given her a second thought, but always seen her as a successful, talented female in her industry, even though I am not into her music. I'm just sick and tired of people qualifying their support for Nigerians on the condition of Christianity as though Nigerian Muslims' lives don't matter. Some part of our reaction read, on the X app, Nigerians appear to be divided over Nicki Minaj using her status to raise concerns for Christians in Nigeria. While some are only concerned about her stylish ensemble during her speech at the UN, others have commended the rapper for standing up to the truth. Nicki Minaj is our sister from another country. She did what Nigerian celebs could not do. She spoke during Jonathan's era, she spoke during Buhari's regime, she is speaking on Tinubu's regime as well. She would have spoken if Peter Obi were in charge. Onikatanya Maraj is one of us. Her sense of humanity is not in doubt. One user wrote on X. Also reacting, another user added, Nicki may not be perfect, but there is something incredibly profound about her using her voice and a platform to highlight the Christian oppression and persecution happening in northern Nigeria. People can criticize her all they want, but she had the courage to speak up against injustice at a time when many Nigerian leaders were denying the killings. That matters. On the other hand, Muslims in Nigeria are outraged about the Queen of Rap's stand, especially those in the northern part of Nigeria. Nicki Minaj has made an enemy for life. I will be here praying and wishing for a downfall until one of us leaves this world, said Saki, a popular Hausa social commentator on X who considers himself the voice of the North. The user also has been celebrating the news that Nicki is losing fans and followers. Nicki Minaj has lost over 2 million followers since I started praying for her downfall. Americans have been dragging and unfollowing her in huge numbers since the lies she told in the UN speech. We will all witness her downfall, he wrote on X. One user reacted in support of Nicki. She lost 20 million terrorist supporters and sympathizers. Our account balances are still intact. Another social media user argued that Nicki is just a pawn in a game. They used Nicki Minaj, not even a respected pastor from America, because the aim is propaganda and PR, not truly to represent Christianity. Everything about Nicki doesn't represent Christianity and its values. And some people still fall for that she. Another reacted, how do Muslims know Nicki Minaj? I thought music is haram in your secret cult religion. One social media user said, Nicki Minaj, who has never set foot in Nigeria, is the one that represented Nigerian Christians in the UN? This alone tells you the whole thing was scripted. It would even be better if it was Cardi B. She's at least been to Nigeria. While some Nigerians are dragging Nicki Minaj, American news outlet Rolling Stones is dragging the rapper. In a published article, they claim Nicki Minaj is spreading misleading information at the United Nations. They also claim that Nicki Minaj's speech, like Trump's, is not backed by any data. The singer finally responded on Fox News Live on November 20, 2025. I never care if something is popular. I care about what rings true to me. To people who are going through hard times right now in Nigeria, I hope that when they see this being done, it makes them feel heard, that someone cares. The mother of one who, in the heat of the moment, explained that the famous tattoo on her arm means God is with me in Chinese and praised Anaija Babs for standing by her. Tell us guys, what do you think of Nicki Minaj's speech at the UN? Would you say it's coming from a genuine place, or is the US government using her to spread misleading information so they can access Nigeria's natural resources? Finally, based on your observation, would you say Nicki Minaj is the right American celebrity to speak for Nigerians?
Let's go to the comment section to share our opinion. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it so it can reach the right people. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. It's Tico here, and I'll see you again soon.